Honestly, no, I'm not gonna say that.
Okay.
Never mind.
No.
Come on, take a ride. We're here by your side. Sit down, shut up, and grab a drink. You're healing with the Disco Queens. Hey. So welcome back to Healing with the Disco Queens. I'm Alex.
And I'm Susanna.
And this is the podcast that you listen to when you need advice from the girls or you just need a good laugh, because honestly, we sit here and we laugh at ourselves 90% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So, obviously, if you can't tell, we are the comic relief tonight.
Yes, we are the butt of our own joke.
Yes.
Happy spooky season.
Woo!
The ghosts have returned.
The ghost. We ghosted y'all.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We are about to dive deep into the reason why. And it's been a time, but we decided what better way to start back when it's spooky season. It's our favorite season. I mean, I think I've mentioned this before. My cat's names are Pumpkin and Spice. So literally love Halloween. And so we found these cute little disco ghost costumes, and
what better way to address our disappearance?
Welcome back
with our brand new season.
Yes, we're celebrating. I wish I had like one of those confetti popper things. I thought about that.
So yes, this is the start of season 2.
Yes.
Which we are talking about kind of this season of change that we're in. We've been building up to it. We started recording this podcast back in January, February, at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
And so much has happened over the course of 2025. Okay?
Oh my God, so much. And it's crazy to think, I mean, going back and listening and editing and pulling footage for everything, and I mean, it has been since February. I think we started Valentine's Day or something. So
I think it was that weekend.
Us in the holidays is crazy, but yeah, no. So if you are still with us, hopefully you are. We've had a lot of people been where are y'all? Where's our new content?
Hey,
it's coming.
Well, guess what? That goes right into today's episode.
Exactly.
Because we're just staying alive.
We're staying alive. We're trying. I mean, even though we're ghosts right now and we're not really, I mean, get it?
So tonight's episode is, we have titled Stayin' Alive by the Bee Gees, of course.
New season, new songs. We love it. I feel like this is your iconic disco song.
Period.
When you think of this song, it is, I mean, Saturday Night Fever. The Bee Gees are such an iconic group for disco. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and this was definitely a song that when we did start looking at the lyrics, which I don't know if you guys have heard that song, because pretty much everyone has. You can't really hear what they're saying because of how they're singing. No. But we looked up the lyrics and we're like, oh, that's what they said. And it actually makes a lot of sense for the time period of our lives currently.
Yes.
One of the biggest reasons of why this song makes a lot of sense for us right now is we're officially 15 minutes away from each other. Yes! So we, all of the setup and everything, I mean, you're going to go home to your house tonight and not have to stay forever. I want you to.
I know. No, we keep each other alive, and we've kept each other alive for obviously 10 years.
Yes.
But even more so, I don't know, this idea of, we've talked about adult friendships and how hard they are to make. We're now going to start talking about seasons of change and what this looks like. And yeah, so here we are. I actually think it's really funny. One of the lyrics of the song is, life's going nowhere. Somebody help me.
No, yeah.
And I was like, oh, period. Got it.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of, like, so the song in general, we found out was, like, the grind in the city life and how, like, the pressure of the city and job and, like, all the things and the happenings going on, like, it definitely is a struggle. And if you guys live in an urban area, like, you could totally feel that, especially just, like, with the prices of everything alone. But, yeah, no, it's very fast paced, and it's talking about New York, and I'm sure, like, you know, during that time.
Yeah.
In the 70s, and work, and always on the go. So, yeah, we definitely have felt that.
We have definitely felt that. And, like, let's just say, ever since we ghosted everybody, it's just been a hard struggle. So, tonight, we're really just kind of recapping why we've been absent. Mm-hmm. So, sit down, grab a drink, and get ready, because we're back. Yay.
We're back. And better than ever.
So, let's get started.
So, to kick us off of our season of change and season of chaos, which was the summer, basically. It started at Bonnaroo, which I think we kind of mentioned before, like, you know, we were rocking and rolling with these episodes, and then we were going to Bonnaroo, which was a really exciting time for us. We had plans to record there. We had plans to, you know, like, get our name out there and do content and all this stuff. And it literally got canceled on us.
While we were there,
it was a very sad time, a very major grieving process for a lot of people. I think even now, like, you can see, if you've been following our TikToks and stuff, our most liked video is the one from Bonnaroo, because it was just such a universal experience for the people that were there. And, you know, at least we had each other. But it got rained out, and so we had to leave. But it was such a weird time, because we always, like, our timeline of chaos, it has always dated back to when that ended. It was just weird.
That, like, blue. I just felt like Eeyore with, like, the little, like, cloud over our head for several months. It just, like, it felt like it wasn't complete.
Yes.
It honestly, no, I'm not gonna say that.
Okay.
Never mind.
No. So it was just a really weird time for a lot of people. And, you know, if you have experienced something like that, or, like, where you're really amped up for something for a whole year, you know, and you're just really looking forward to it and all this stuff, and then it doesn't happen.
I think it was, like, even worse. We were literally there.
Yeah,
went through the whole 2-day process of setting up, and then we got one day in, it said, actually, goodbye.
And that's the thing, too. So I was gonna go in 2021, and if any listeners, like, have experienced that time period, it did also get rained out. But we weren't there. No one was there yet, except for, like, the workers and stuff. So all of the festival goers weren't there yet. And, I mean, I found out when I was, like, on the way. But we were still able to, like, okay, well, let's not get all of our gear. Let's revamp, unpack the car. Because my car was already packed for that year. But, you know, unpack the car, figured out. And we went and did other things in Nashville still. Because, like, I had already taken off work. Take your PTO. We learned that from episode 6 or something. But yeah, no, so we ended up just doing something else. But, like, this time we were already there. We already had all of our things.
Literally, like, we had already battened down the hatches.
Dude. So something else that happened at Bonnaroo for me, on top of, like, the grief, you know, of what I was dealing with, something that I look forward to every year. I lost a job, literally at Bonnaroo. Not for my case, I didn't get fired, but we were setting up. We got there Tuesday night. We were setting up still on Wednesday, and we had like just gotten done. I get a call from my manager, which was weird because he knew I was there. Like, you know, he knew not to call me, basically.
Do not call me.
Do not disturb. And he was like, hey, so we're closing. And I'm like literally breath taken away. Like, what do you mean we're closing? And he was like, yeah, like the last day is going to be Sunday. Mind you, Bonnaroo was supposed to be from Tuesday and then we were going to leave on Monday. So like when I got back, I would not have a job. Oh, got it. So on top of losing my like hobby of festival going, like, you know, the one festival I was going to this past year, couldn't go to that. Also lost a job. So when I got back here, I just had to like deal with all the stuff and the cleaning of the, mind you, it rained. So we had to clean everything. It was just muddy and anyway, that was atrocious.
No,
but
my car still smells like that.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous. And then I had to figure out what I was doing for work. But like in the previous episodes, I think I mentioned I was working as a music therapist in my first position, but I was only there for like part-time. And so I was working part-time at a restaurant, and the restaurant was the one getting closed. So I literally only had like part-time work. And as we're on theme for what is going on tonight of like the struggles of living in the city, and we all know like the cost of everything, LOL, that was not fun. So
You said.
that was not a good time. But yeah, so I mean, you know, I made it work, and thank goodness I have like supportive people and like great friends that are patient, because it's been a struggle like financially, you know. And I here I was with this brand new degree in May, and like, you know, I have this little job that trying to get me on my feet, and I had just moved to this new city and all the things, and then this job got swept up from under me. So like DoorDash has been great, but then having to do that like all day, every day, it gets exhausting. So that was one of my major struggles for sure.
Obviously, it's still looming just a little bit. It was my first time to go to Bonnaroo, so this was like the first experience. I didn't really know what to expect, and so I just remember like unpacking everything, because obviously like we are extra people.
I did.
Hey, and so we like. I love if something's aesthetically appealing. Like I just love a good design. I love to be immersed. And so like our tent, we would get so many compliments on our tent and yada yada yada. So coming back from me was like I said, it felt very incomplete. I didn't know in my mind, it's like a checklist. Like, okay, so in May, I was supposed to do these 3 things. In June, I was supposed to do these 3 things. In July. And so that one thing never got checked off. I didn't do it. I did it, but I didn't do it. And so, and then after that, it was like almost every 2 weeks there was something. So like we did the Bonnaroo. Well, 2 weeks after that, I have a younger brother that I take on a trip every year. We've done this trip since he was like 6 or 7. He's 16 now. And this year he wanted to go to Chicago. So we go to Chicago. We always do an amusement park. So we went to Six Flags. We got to see a couple of my friends that live in Chicago, and you lived in St. Louis.
Yeah, St. Louis.
Well, we went and saw you the year before.
Right.
And so, so we saw some of my friends. He wanted to do the museum. He wanted to do the engineering science museum.
Yeah.
Which was really cool to like experience that with him. And then that was also like another thing to plan. So I just felt, for me, it was that kind of constant, I'm constantly planning something.
No, yeah, you had so much stuff. Like it was it wasn't like we didn't try, because we did record an episode after Bonnaroo. And so I think for us, it was just like it was like, you had stuff going on. I was struggling in my own way. And also we still didn't live near each other. And so getting together was also having to be like an event that we had to then plan for and like all these things.
So after Bonnaroo, it felt like every 2 weeks there was just constantly something there. I was going on holidays with my brother. I was event planning. I always have an ongoing list of projects. Like, it's just never ending, and I've like accepted that about myself.
Yeah. I don't know too, like, and I feel like I may be a bad friend in this, but I'm outing myself right now. Alex has immense talent. I don't know if I have said this. I mean, obviously, like, in our previous episodes, Alex literally did my wall. Like, that's literally my wall in my apartment. And so she just, like, had a vision, knew exactly what to do. I'm like, yes, I'm the yes man. Like, yes, do it. And I got you and I support you. But, like, because of that, Alex gets looped into a lot of, like, projects that involve being creative and art. And so, like, whether it's friends, family, otherwise, like, strangers, whatever, you know, Alex is pulled in a lot of different directions. And so
I'm also a yes man, and I don't know how to say no.
I mean, yeah, and I see that, and so I mean, I literally gave her a bag of clothes and was like, please help. Yes, they all have holes.
That's because those all literally ripped on. We're gonna get there.
Yeah,
all ripped on our Greek trip.
Exactly. So I'm like, please help. But yeah, no, it's just things like that, and so like that's also a part of this event planning. Like, it's just been creativity after another. Like, I don't know how your creative brain is just constantly on, because I don't know. And my burnout level, I'm like, I have no creativity.
What is brain?
What is brain? I have no more brain thoughts.
I don't know. I think that's the hyper focus. I'm really good at starting projects, but not finishing them. So I'm like, ooh, yeah, let's do all this. And then they sit. And I'm like, oh, I have a whole box of unfinished projects that I'm about to start going through, because I was like, okay, these have to, like, they're like, it literally won't fit in the closet. It's a laundry basket plus another box plus another little bag. Yeah. Like, it won't fit. Yeah. So I like, there's just been a lot of planning on top of one of the things I kind of always get roped into, I don't want to say roped, because like, I do enjoy my family, we're all helpers. Like, wasn't that the movie of like robots of like see a need, feel a need? Yes. So like,
well, and that's like the beauty of it too, because that is also you, of just like wanting to do it, you know? And so it's not like it's a burden on you.
But
and also it's difficult. Like
like sometimes it can be. So I always help my mom move. So she moved classrooms. She moved schools this year. And so, so she was moving, and she wasn't able to get in her classroom until the beginning of July. School started like the August 1st. That's not a lot for a brand new teacher to move into a classroom until I get it all set up. So I was helping her move. Equally, I was also packing my own stuff, because I have officially moved to Nashville. Yay! So we live in the same. So not only was I packing, I still didn't have a location to even live. So I'm having to make time to go on all these house tours
here. And
So I'm like, I remember the one time, literally, I drove up here. I was scheduled for a house tour, picked you up, and we get to the house, and we're trying to like figure out how to get in, and the freaking box wouldn't work.
Yeah, they like emailed her a code, but the actual box, like the technology wasn't working, like it wasn't on or something.
Yeah. And they were like, can you just come back later? Like, can you come back a different day? And I said, no, this house will not be what this obviously was not meant to be. So within about a 3-week span, I found a house signed all the paperwork, put my deposit down, and started moving. And literally was within the next week was in that house. And so, like, that was super. I kept telling all of my family, because they were panicking because I was supposed to be out of my apartment in August, and I still hadn't had a house, and this was July.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I was like, this is how it's going to happen. It's really slow right now. But once we find something, and once I put that application in, it's going to, like, move fast. So once I say, hey, I'm putting this application, everybody better get ready. And they did. And there we are. So then 2 weeks after I moved, we are going to Greece.
We left the country. LOL.
We literally hopped a plane and went to Greece for 10 days.
And so we wanted to also take some time to talk to you about that trip, because if you're also looking at our TikTok, in case you haven't figured out, our TikTok has been booming. We have been putting a lot of content out there, so please go look at it because it's actually really cute, and it's from episodes that we've made and all the things, but some of the stuff on there is from Greece, which is just like a full circle moment for just everything. Like, basically, it was about 2 years ago. I contacted Alex. I contacted you.
From beyond.
Yes. My dearest regards.
My loveliest one.
Loveliest greetings. Oh my God, I texted my best friend who's in my ice contact.
No, let me tell you, when you say contact, I was thinking of Ouija board.
I saw a ghost. Well, here we are. I need you to teleport to me, actually.
Well,
yeah, here we are. Oh, no, we were on the phone. Actually, this was also when I was door dashing, and we would have, this is full circle. We would have like 5-hour-long phone conversations when I was door dashing, because I'm like, well, I'm just driving around. And so Alex at the time was still in school and was like doing schoolwork or whatever. So it was like we're together, but virtually. Or
I was driving home. Sometimes I was driving home from work because I was still driving 2.5 hours and then 2.5 hours from work. Exactly.
So a lot of that, was during that time. But I found out that my cousin was going to be getting married in Greece. And so when, like, my family was like, yes, this is going to be happening in 2025, I knew who my plus one was. And there were a lot of reasons for that. One, we knew during that year that we would be celebrating our 10-year friendiversary.
Here we are.
Yes. And also, we've also mentioned this, Alex is turning 30 in like literally a month now. So she's still got a month left in her 20s, and we spent part of that in Greece. But yeah, that was like, part of the reason. And of course, like, I need you to tag along with my family.
Yeah. I became a part of Susanna's family for the week. And
exactly.
The first part was really fun because it was just the two of us. We went to Athens and did the Acropolis and we just become like a local.
Yeah.
And I think that's my favorite part is just immersing ourselves. Literally, like, we were learning how to say thank you. We were learning how to say please. Like, we were just learning the ways. And then the wedding was in Santorini, and so that's one of the islands. And so then here we are. I will never get married. I mean, at this point, like,
it doesn't even compare.
No, it was a 4-day wedding.
Oh my goodness. And like all the events, and like, no, because if there's anything, first of all, you just have to know my family. We're all extra. Like, if you think this is extra, like, meet my family. That's just who we are. But no, my cousin specifically, like, she's literally amazing. Lives in New York. Her and her husband now, like, love it. And they decided for a destination wedding. Well, his family is Greek. And so that's, where they decided to have it. And it was just so unreal, like, to even think about, like, that land, like, that it's just ancient. And even traveling, I mean, we literally had to travel by boat to go to the island. of Santorini. We took a ferry, and it just blows my mind because some of the islands that we saw, like, to live on an island where the only way that you could get to it is by boat.
Yeah.
It just blew my mind. Like, being landlocked, I'm like, you know, I just don't think about it like, oh, there's a road. Okay, yep, so I can go to California by road, you know.
By road.
By road. But, yeah, no, like, it's just wild to have to, like, travel the ocean to get to your home.
Yeah.
I mean, literally. And, like, when you wake up in the morning and all you see is just ocean and mountain and gorge. I mean, it was just gorgeous.
It was amazing. You know what my favorite part actually, what, like, hands down, probably something that, like, checked off of a unknown bucket list was, so the actual, like, wedding ceremony day, when they finally, like, were doing, like, the dance floor and everything, they did all the first dances, and then they opened the dance floor with Dancing Queen, as we're under 5 disco balls in Greece, and I'm like, what else?
I know. So that was another thing, like, and I didn't know my cousin was going to do all that. I mean, she did it in honor of us, LOL. No. We're giving her such a shout out right now. But, no, like, we also talked a while back because, long story.
Period.
It's fine. We're here to tell long stories. But, so my grandparents passed away last summer, and she is on that side of the family. And so, you know, when our grandparents were getting, like, older and everything, they were still alive, and we were talking about, you know, they're probably not going to make an international trip. My grandmother had dementia at the time. It was just, that was not happening. And so, but my grandpa, we were still figuring out if, you know, he could go to ceremonies and stuff. And so they talked about having a ceremony, like a party, basically, here in Nashville. And they talked about it being on the 21st of September. And so I was like, you have to do it disco themed. Oh my God. And so anyway, but they passed away, and so it ended up not happening. But it was just another insert into, like, Greece of, it was just full circle with them too, because my grandparents just traveled a lot, and they, you know, had all these kids that, you know, taught their kids to travel and go explore. And so we go on top of the Parthenon, and I literally lost it. I lost everything in me. I just sobbed, and, like, literally breath taken away. I just looked at Alex, and I'm like, I mean, we were, like, sharing this moment together, and then I was like, I have to call somebody. Like, this is just, you know, and not that you were, I always think about that moment because I'm like, yes, I needed you there. And, like, I'm so glad that I experienced that with you. And
Dies.
Yes. But then I'm like, oh, I needed to be there, like, with her. But it's fine. Like, I needed to call so many people because everybody needs to go experience the world. And I'm just so adamant about that. Like, I have this kind of irrational, like, bucket list that I want to see every inch of the earth. But I'm serious.
I don't think it's irrational.
Like, literally.
You just got, it'll happen.
And it's going to happen because it has to happen.
Well, I think going back to kind of, like, the season of change, as you keep saying full circle for a circle, because I remember distinctly as we were, like, everybody gets the, like, post-trip blues, and, like, for some reason this year has just been a lot of sadness, I feel like. And so I distinctly remember as we were boarding, also the whole last 24 hours of our trip was crazy, but, like, let me tell you right now, we don't have time for that today. That'll have to be something special.
Yes. Talk to us later.
Catch us on Alive. I don't know. Catch us outside.
How about that?
And so, no, I remember we were sitting there in
It was a subway.
It was the plane.
Was it the plane?
It was the plane, and you started crying.
No, it was the bus to get there.
Okay.
It was the subway to get there, but you know, the transit to get there.
Yeah, you started crying.
No, yeah, I had my sunglasses on, and I literally was, like, sobbing. Like, and trying to keep it together, but yeah.
It was all of this idea of, we all know when you go on trips, like, you escape your real life for a second, you get to pretend. And now here it is, like, that was the ending of the summer, that was the ending of, I'll just wait I'll wait to focus on this till after Greece. Well, now it's after Greece, and now I have to confront all of the things that are waiting at home, and like, yeah, like, we're staying alive.
No, literally. And I'm having this visceral reaction right now, like, literally, because I'm like, life is just really difficult. Life is really difficult right now. I mean, this is our therapy session, obviously. So we're just telling the ether all the things. I'm not crying under here, by the way. I'm not crying. You're crying.
I'm not crying.
You're crying. But no, like, I was so emotional. And just, I mean, and that's what my cousin did too. Like, we had like a moment after everybody was leaving, and like, you know, the last event was over, and like the whole weekend was over and stuff, and well, they were going to Italy for a whole other week for their honeymoon, but she was just crying, like happy tears of just all of the loved ones, and oh my God, so many of their friends from New York came, like, you know, and talk about friendship and all that stuff, like just looking at their friend group and everything, and it's just amazing to see. And even there was one friend who lives in California who like doesn't even live in New York anymore. He flew out, and it was just amazing to see like everybody come together and for love, you know. And it was a lot of good for a lot of people, and yeah. So I'm glad we went.
Yes, because it was so fitting, and like, I don't know. And then we came back to the real world, and you got a new job, and I was officially into my house, and working on unpacking and still unpacking. I still have 2 boxes left because I have a lot of stuff.
You got it.
I got a lot of junk.
Remember when I said she's creative and an artist? Well, she has all of the Walmart craft section in her.
Oh, well, Joann's went out. It's in my closet.
I mean, right.
So, no, I grew up in the family of like, oh, I could use that. That's my catchphrase.
And clearly she does. I mean, look at our set. So,
here,
hello.
So yeah, I think that coming, you know, the past, so that was August into September, and then September and October have just kind of been this settling in and figuring out new routines, which can be like exciting but also like terrifying, because routine means settling, and settling means dust, and dust means
dead.
Dust means that you are now stuck, and that now here I am, and what if I can never get out? And here we are. And so, happy spooky season.
Well, and I think like it was going back to like coming back from, you know, out of the country. I was coming back into something that not only everything was new. Everything was new for me because, like I mentioned, I didn't have a job prior, you know, to Greece, and like I actually applied and then got a position, but then had to tell all these places that I was going out of the country for like a week and a half. And so my start date was immediately after Greece. I ended up getting a week, which was really nice. I needed that to just like do all my laundry, make sure my house was ready to go before I started my full-time job. Yay! I'm not door dashing anymore, thank goodness. I think I actually, when you get a bonfire, I'm going to burn the DoorDash bag ceremony, because it was a part of myself that, yes, like bartending and everything else, like it got me through school. It paid my bills somewhat. It did what it needed to do. Yeah. And now that's over, because I do have this degree and I am using it, and I do love my job. Don't get me wrong. I do love what I do. I'm at a residential facility now, so I work with kids, and, you know, just being able to be a positive light for them in such a really difficult situation that a lot of them are in is really fulfilling. and not being like the teacher side of things of like, okay, we have to get this done. It's like, okay, you're going through something right now. Can you talk to me about what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, like being able to just sit down and like be that person for them, be that listening ear. And so that part of my job I really, really enjoy. I think it is that part though of like the fear of being stagnant. And that a lot of that I felt when I was teaching because it was that thought of like, okay, well, what's next? You know, like when you're in school, like you have the next semester. Okay, so I have this task and I get it done. I have this semester and I get it done. This class and it's done. And I get a grade and then I move on. And so now it's like, okay, well, every week I go to work. And I know that's like 90% of society, but like...
No. So literally we've been going and like watching back all of our old episodes, and this past one that we watched, you were like, yeah, do you know what I wanted to be when I was 6? A cashier.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
what
fast.
do you mean?
Yes.
And
yes.
so like that idea of let me work so I can retire.
Right.
That's an insane mentality. I know a lot of people have that mentality.
I mean,
like,
yeah. Well, and think about it. Like, when like, I mean, we can go into, like, insurance and all that, but we're not. Go look up history of, like, the Industrial Revolution and work started happening, and then the war happened, and then people had to work because the economy was down. All these things perpetuated into society of what we have now, into... Everybody goes and gets 9 to 5s, and then everyone complains about it. Like, you talk to anyone, especially at our age, I just hear a ton of people that are like, hate my 9 to 5. Or they got out of the rat race, you know? Like, they quit their 9 to 5, and now they're doing a food truck somewhere. Or, I mean, because that's, like, the dream that I want to do, not a food truck. That would be cool.
I was like, oh.
Food truck, but, like, giving my services as a music therapist and energy healer, which is what I want to do, and go to music festivals, which is my hobby, and go around to, you know, have a retreat or something like that, and not do same thing day in, day out. And I don't know. So I think it was a lot of that weighing on me when I was coming back, fixing to start this new life. Not only do I have a full-time job, but I'm also... I have a remote part-time job. And so, like, I haven't even really started that yet, and it's October. But here we are, you know, trying to settle in, trying to figure out, okay, what's this next step? What's this looking like?
Well,
yeah.
You know, I feel that too because, so, we've talked about this before, but I'm going to give a very brief synopsis. Whenever I left my full-time, quote-unquote 9 to 5. It really wasn't a 9 to 5. I did get to make my own hours, but it definitely, I had meetings at 9 o'clock, and then I would have sessions going till 7. So take it as you want it.
Woof.
So when I left that, I left in such a haphazard manner. I gave my 2 weeks notice. There was nothing next. I went back to school. I went and got my second master's. So I have a master's in art therapy. And then I went back to school and I was working on my master's for art history. And so that process was kind of this like prolonged, like, okay, my thesis, I was constantly working on my thesis, waiting for it to get approved. And so, so I've just kind of been in this lull while everything was approved, and I officially got my degree in August. And so I was like, well, now what do I do? Yeah. I'm not in school. I'm officially not in school. 10 years of school and 3 degrees. I guess that's enough for right now. But I was like, man, I guess I should start applying to places. So that's like, but then also like that idea of coming up of, oh my gosh, like what if I get in that situation again? And that was just so horrific. And
I think the biggest thing too is like taking our own advice from our previous episode. Like with any job, I mean, you know, you can always move on.
Yeah.
And I think like right now I'm in this job. I don't see myself in it forever.
Right.
And I know that going in, because I do have my dream of what I do want. And who knows if I want to even do that forever. Like, I don't think that we should just go into jobs being like, okay, let me do this for the rest of time. For the rest of my entire career.
Like, for 40 years and then peace out.
Like, what do you mean? And so, because especially, I think the big benefit to that is if you have a benefit of like a retirement plan or something, you know, and they're like, okay, like in teaching, for instance, like if you have this longevity of 30 years, then you can retire and take it out at a certain age and all this stuff. But, you know, a lot of jobs aren't like that. Yeah. And so I always pictured myself, like, have you ever talked to somebody have you ever talked to a retired person?
Have you ever talked to people?
Have you ever talked to anyone? Do you just... So, if you've ever talked to someone who's retired and they, you know, you're like, okay, well, you know, what did you do for your jobs and all this stuff, whatever.
They're like, I'm a secretary.
Yeah, I mean, but they didn't say like one singular job forever. No, I have talked to some people like that, actually.
My grandfather's like that.
I mean,
he's always been an engineer.
There are some people, but the ones who had the story and the grit and like the seasoned, you know, life. That is what I want. When they are like, okay, well, I, you know, graduated this year, I worked this job, then I quit and I moved here, and then I worked this other job, I worked this job, I moved here, I want an entire resume full of all these different things that I did, because then it's like accomplishments to me. Yeah. You know, I don't think that a 40-year-old job, 40-year long job.
Well, it's not benefiting you, that's benefiting the company.
Right. And I'm like, yeah, that is a major accomplishment. Like, yes, you retired, you did all of that work forever. But like
you did all that
forever. I'm just like the jack of all trades kind of person, you know, and so I want to do it all. I want to do it all.
Well, I think that goes right into, so typically we've ended these episodes with like advice that we would give our past self, or like ourself in our 20s. But today, just because we're kind of recapping over the whatever the heck's happened this year,
we promise we're still doing it.
Yeah, we're still here. What I wanted us to kind of conclude everything with is, what did we need to hear during this time? Like, sometimes we forget, even as therapists, even just as adults, like, we forget to sit with ourselves and be like, hey, like, we don't have to sit here and sprint. We don't have to sit here and so, like, sometimes we want other people to say what we want to hear, but sometimes we have to be the ones to say it. So, what do you feel like you've been needing to hear?
I think, especially just what I have been spouting for the past hour,
for the past 4 days,
the past forever, is I need to not set so much expectation for myself. I put a lot of expectation on myself of things that I have to do, and I'm not even just talking about a job, but just like when I come home from said job, and then you have like the day-to-day job of like your house. I live by myself, you know, and so cooking, cleaning, laundry, all the whole nine, whatever. And I think I have always put so much pressure on myself and like living alone. Okay, I'm going to go home and I'm going to clean my entire house and everything's going to be spotless and then I can sit down. But I get into these realms of like, I come home, I take my shoes off and I sit for a second and I don't want to do anything sometimes. And I need to be okay with that. Like, it's okay. And just thinking about like this podcast and stuff, and it's like, it's okay. Like, we set so much expectation, and I know that we do have listeners and we want to get the content out, and like, thank you for sticking with us during our periods of struggle. But, you know, it's okay if you know.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny that you said, you know, a hack I used to do.
What?
My own little brain hack for me personally. When I would come home from work, when I was working my really long hours, if I didn't take my shoes off, I was going to do something.
Oh.
So I literally, it would be 10 o'clock at night and I would still have my shoes on. I'd finish up the dishes or like whatever, put my clothes away. And yeah, I realized that the minute I took my shoes off, the day was done. The day was done.
You're right.
Even now, like if I want to be a productive,
I am productive.
If I want to be a productive
Hello, my
person,
name is productive.
Hi.
I'm the
My name is
opposite.
Alex and I am productive. So I think during this time of just changes and like you said, just constant. I swallowed a string. Hold on.
No.
So I think during this season of changes and just kind of what, like you said, constant expectations, I think something I always forget and I need to hear more often is like, my timing is okay. Like my timing's right. I've always had a big fear of time in general. Like I'm always going to run out of time. Why I say yes to everything, why I struggle. And so, yeah, like when I get things done, like it's okay. It's not the wrong time.
Yeah.
Obviously, if it's not like paying rent, like,
right.
but like the things of like unpacking, like things are getting done. It's going to be fine. And, you know, I'm still in my licensure process and like it's getting done. I'm right here at the end of it and maybe I've taken longer than like a lot of people that I've known, but it's okay and my timing is fine. So
yeah, I think that goes into something we talked about on the career episode of, you know, like it's your own journey, it's your own time, like you know, nobody's telling you this is what you have to do. Like, sometimes you have to take the scenic route.
Yeah. Well, listen, I got it. I paved it.
It's beautiful.
I've taken it. So, well, I guess that's all that we've got today.
It is. I know. Happy season 2. We have some really exciting things in store for you guys. We have some new people that will make appearances. We have some guests.
We've got
on
some
our
disco
podcast.
queens.
Yes. And yeah, so you'll have to stay tuned and see what else we talk about in this season of change.
Absolutely. Go check us out on TikTok. We have been a lot more active over there because that's been our self-care.
Yes.
But also, if you like bloopers, check us out on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think that's all.
And then Spotify and then your Apple Podcasts. So we are on all of the things. And officially on all of the things. So.
Officially, yes. So definitely we will be here next time.
Yes.
So
we promise.
I promise. So until then, stay
groovy.
Like
this is
you're gonna understand this so much, but like sat on my tail.
Done.
Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
Are my eyes straight?
Yes. Are my eyes straight? Long story.
Period.
You looked like that thing at Spirit that literally stands. Hold on, let me.